Sure.
Just what do you make of that game, right? Like,
Yeah.
to be able to have the type of performance you did, but then at the same time, you had a little bit of a rough second quarter there with 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Just what was key to bouncing back from that?
I think just what this team embodies, what we talked about of handling one thing at a time this week, among many other things. And there's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of ups and downs, and you just got to handle it the right way. And that's how our team handled that second quarter. Obviously not doing the defense any favors by giving them short fields multiple times in a row, and holding them to a couple field goals. But just for us to come in at halftime and say, if we just handle our business, we're going to be just all right, and that's what we did. And that's the type of culture we've built through and through, and just a resilient group.
That's one of the toughest defenses in the NFL. What was key to being able to kind of settle yourself down for that second half?
That was a full group effort on offense. Obviously had a few bad situations there with some tip balls, and the first interception was definitely the worst one. Just not a good decision. Guy had it covered up pretty well, but just to not flinch. There's going to be ups and downs, but that's why you play 60 minutes. There's two halves for a reason, so just to regroup and find a way.
Sean Tucker came in lieu of Rashad White, who was hurt this week, and made some great plays out there, contributed heavily to the offense. How cool is it to kind of see him, get that moment, and opportunity, and make the most of it when you were able to get the football?
Honestly, it's for guys like that to be able to step in and play like that. That's more than just the next man up mentality. That was a huge jump he just took today, and I'm really, really happy for him. But that's got a lot of competition in that room, and that's we got guys that can tote the rock, and when the offensive line's blocking like that, hats off to those guys. But yeah, especially late in the game when they know we're running the ball, they're loading the box up. There's going to be some guys that are unblocked. For them to make people miss and make those explosive plays was huge.
Todd Bowles mentioned that Robert Hainsey didn't miss a beat coming in.
No, he didn't.
His experience at center, obviously, but how nice is it to have him come in lieu of Graham Barton and play as well as he did today?
Yeah, Bob's one of my best friends. I love Bob, and he hasn't wavered throughout the whole thing, and just he's continued to lead and help Graham throughout this process, and then he gets his opportunity and takes advantage of it. So big time for him and all those guys up front.
Was there a commonality among the 3 interceptions that you did throw?
No, I think the first one to Adebo was just decision, and then the other two just the tip passes. Stuff's going to happen. Some tight windows, and that against a defense like that, they're going to capitalize on it. We'll look at the tape and learn from it and move forward. But yeah, unfortunate to have 3 turnovers, but still put up 50. So hats off to the group.
As a quarterback, to be able to have those types of mistakes, but then to be able to kind of regain that confidence and bounce back the way you did, how hard is it to do that? Had you had previous games where you've had to kind of dig deep like that before?
Yeah, I've had some not so pretty games in the past, but I trust this group, and the most important play is always the next one. Good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. You got to play the next one, and I'm surrounded by a group that allows me to have that confidence as well.
Tampa area dealt with a lot. Obviously, this week you guys had to come early. Could have been a distraction. Just how good do you feel about the way you handled all of that?
Our group handled it extremely well, but for the Glazier family to provide everything they did, for everybody to be safe, for our operations guys, Tim Jiraki and Zach Worth, to handle everything, it's not an easy task. So, for them to allow us to be able to come here and limit the amount of distractions, there's a lot going on, but for them to do what they did, can't say enough about them. Very thankful that they allowed us to be able to, take it one day at a time and find a way to win this football game.
There's hardly any power right now throughout the state of Florida, especially in the Tampa Bay area.
Yep.
You even talked about that. You kind of expected that. But just what's it mean to you to be able to give them something to feel really good about? Because it's been a really hard last few days for them.
The last few weeks in general in the Tampa area and all the South Florida area. That's just, I think today was kind of a team embodying and embracing everything that everybody's going through, ups and downs, trying to handle it the best way you can and fight through it and find a way to make it work. That's life. Obviously, a natural disaster is not easy to deal with, but you find a way to make it work, and you overcome, and you come together, and that's what this group did today.
Baker, how'd you regroup after that second quarter? Because it looked like things got a little sped up there, and then
just next play. Obviously some bad luck on the tip balls. The first one, like I mentioned, not a good decision, but just we're still in that ball game. It's a one-score game going into halftime. Obviously, we were saying in the locker room, if we just don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we're going to be just all right. And defense is playing well. We just didn't, we didn't help them out with short fields. And one play at a time.
Baker, I gotta ask. I don't know if you've paid attention to what happened in the Oklahoma game yesterday, but they planted your jersey midfield and stuck a flag through that. What's up with you catching some strays there?
That's just a kid from Austin, Texas that went to Oklahoma and won his last 2 Red River games and being rent-free in their heads for almost a decade now. So, it's a good feeling.
Baker, what do you think of the ability just to run the ball like you did, 200 yards, and for Sean Tucker to come in and do the job he did?
That was a physically imposing game for the guys up front, tight ends, all the skill guys blocking, and I mentioned it earlier, but the backs, when they know we're running the ball late in the game, to make people miss over and over again, unblocked, that's huge. So we need to build on that, and that's the type of game, obviously a divisional game, understanding the Saints who they are, it's going to be a physical game, understanding you have to run the ball, but we have to be able to bring that mentality week in, week out.
Did you, was it the rib? What'd you get when you fell down there?
Yeah, I felt like my ribs were through my spine, landing on the ball, felt really good. I thought I was real close to the first down. It would have been a lot cooler if I got it.
So your body work guy is going to be probably paying you a few visits this week.
He'll be busy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Baker.